When you become alive and aware, everything is alive and aware. It doesn't become alive and aware, it already was, and you just join. You already were there, just couldn't see it. We are embedded in a reality that most people don't see. We've never been trained to see it. In fact, we've been trained to be so busy that we never take the time to look. We've been trained to constantly look the other way, constantly look for things outside of ourselves, and to even imagine that there's something inside of ourselves which we can't see. But here's the secret of enlightenment, right? Anything that you can see is seeable. I mean, that's obvious, right? Anything that you can hear is hearable. Anything you can understand is understandable. Other than that, there's just really no point in guessing. When you know who you are, you live in a horizontal world where, I don't want to say everything is equal, but nothing is higher than anything else. Everything coexists together in living conscious harmony. When you don't know who you are, you're constantly trapped in an imagination of hierarchy, that some things are higher than you, some things are lower than you. As a matter of fact, we put so much hierarchy into our unenlightened state, we actually believe that there's a higher self, that I have a higher self, you have a higher self. If we can just access this higher self, something will happen. Even inside of our imagined space, we create hierarchy. And we have a constant hierarchy of emotions. Sadness, bad, not supposed to have it. Happiness, good, supposed to have it all the time. Love, supposed to always have that. Hate, not ever supposed to have it. Greed, not ever supposed to have it. Right? So there's this hierarchy within us. And there's a constant hierarchy between us, between people. Everyone is always striving to be better and to be accepted. And the result of that is that we have to constantly try to put ourselves above other people. We have to pretend we know things that we don't know. And the worst hierarchy of all that we get sucked into is the hierarchy of other beings. We believe we're better than ants. So ants aren't conscious. They have nothing to teach us. That's what we believe. Trees, they can't even walk around. What could a tree possibly have to teach us? Grass, we put ourselves above that. The deer, the buffalo, the birds. We see them, oh, they're cute, they're fun, they're here for us to consume. But they're not our brothers, they're not our sisters, they're not our cousins, they're not our teachers. There's something lower than us. And that's the beauty of knowing who you are. Because when you know who you are, you accept that you're not really all that much. You're not really a thing that has edges. And if you don't have edges, then there is no place where this hierarchy can start and stop. It's real easy to see this with human beings. There is always going to be someone who knows something that you don't know, right? So there's always someone smarter than you in some way. There's always going to be someone who doesn't know a thing that you know. But this doesn't put them higher or them lower. It just makes difference happen. It just makes interest and curiosity possible. The actual reality that we live in is something that most people refuse to see. But you can see it by simply seeing it. When you stop just enough to know who you are, then you can start seeing and listening to everything that's around you and becoming part of everything rather than above or below.